Hey up, I'm Mary, and I know I said I wouldn't make another fashion related video, yet here I am, next video, and it's fashion related, but I feel like I have to make a video on this. I genuinely feel like I have been lied to about capsule wardrobes. I'm going to go into that in a moment, but I really do feel this way, and I feel like I need to share this perspective because I haven't seen this perspective around, and I think a lot of people are getting infatuated with this idea of capsule wardrobes without getting the full view on it. Okay, I decided I would do a social experiment, and I wasn't originally going to share this at all. It's kind of a double social experiment on myself. I was going to try a capsule wardrobe, and as well, on top of that, I was going to have the clothes almost entirely from one collection by one brand. I wanted to try both things for different reasons. If you're sitting here going, okay, she's spoken for all this time and I have no idea what she's on about, what is a capsule wardrobe? A capsule wardrobe is essentially a smaller number of clothing items that make up a wardrobe, and it works because the smaller number of items can form many combinations. The tops and bottoms all work together, so you don't need as many clothes. And it's kind of weird how this was formed. You know, originally I think it was minimalists, which is 30 or less items of clothing for all year, and then it kind of morphed into 33 to 40 items for every season, and just kind of grew because the fashionistas got their hands on it, and I don't know. But that's what a capsule wardrobe is. And in terms of one brand, one collection, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what my look was and try to figure out this whole fashion thing, because my wardrobe was essentially a whole bunch of novelty shirts and worn out tights. Once I got rid of those, I had pretty much nothing there. I documented my entire journey on that, so if you want to watch that, there's a playlist of that, go watch that. But later on I figured out that these fashion brands, they release collections, and all the clothes within the collections work well together, and I wondered whether you could just get one of those collections and be done with the whole process and not have to go through all that work. So I did the social experiment, and I'm going to show you a quick tour of the things I got. I basically bought things from the website Dolls Kill because I quite like that site. It has interesting clothes. When I've ordered from them, they fit me, which is great. The material has been good, the quality's been good, and overall I've been very happy with it. I have not really had that experience with other online stores, so I thought that was really, really great. And these are the clothes I got. Now you're back. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my experience of both of the elements of this experiment. The first element, which I'll cover very quickly, was one brand, one collection. So I had a few fears about this, that people would notice that it's all from one brand, one collection, that I might look the same as other people because other people might have already done the same thing, bought that collection and been wearing it. These were completely unfounded. I don't think anyone even noticed what I was wearing at all in terms of what brand it was, perhaps because I'm in Australia and Dolls Kill is an American website. I think I vaguely heard one person mentioning Dolls Kill as they walked past me, so I'm assuming they were referring to my outfit because I don't know why else they would. Maybe they were not speaking about my outfit at all. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they didn't even say Dolls Kill. Maybe I imagined it. But really, overall, I don't think pretty much anyone noticed. Maybe one person. And they only saw one outfit, so they don't know I was doing it for a month. Well, they didn't know. I can grammar. Also, in terms of other people doing the same thing, I actually don't think that it's that common for people to just buy a whole collection. And even if they did, you only see one outfit at a time anyway, and people are often wearing the same thing as other people anyway, because that's just what's being sold at the moment. So I don't think it's as much of a problem. Overall, my experience was great. It was really, really great. The clothes arrived, they fit, I felt great in them, they were all consistent, they all worked together, all the work was taken out, all that swimming through confusion when I was trying to put together my wardrobe was taken away. If I could go back in time, honestly, I would quite seriously consider just finding a few collections, maybe 2 or 3 from different brands, buying a bunch of things from those and just being done with it. Done with it. If you are fashion lazy, I highly recommend the system. It seems to work great. All right, the next part of this is the capsule wardrobe, and this is the thing that I think is more important to talk about because it didn't work out for me. It really didn't. So I went for 30 days, and I can show you the outfits I wore for 30 days. I'll display them while talking. But there was a few things that people said would happen or that I would experience that just didn't. They just didn't happen. One of the things that people said would happen is that people wouldn't notice that I'm wearing the same thing all the time because they're focused on their own lives and their own choices and their own clothes. And that just wasn't the case. Within the first week of me wearing Capsule wardrobe clothes, someone had already said, "Is that the same thing you were wearing on Monday?" And it wasn't even the same thing. It's just because there was a red plaid dress and there was a red plaid top. When I was wearing the two items, they could see that there was the same pattern on it, and they got that confused as me wearing the same thing. Already it was being pointed out. Throughout the entire month, I had people saying, "Are you wearing the same thing?" Perhaps this would not be the case for someone that isn't as public. Like, I stream on Twitch frequently, so people see me often. Maybe if you wear more simple, plain, boring, neutral, whatever clothing that people just don't notice anyway, then you'd be fine. But otherwise, people definitely noticed. People definitely noticed that I was outfit repeating. There is no way you can say that people don't notice. They do. The next thing that people expounded about capsule wardrobes is that you'll spend less time getting dressed in the morning because you have less items of clothing. And this was absolutely not the case for me. I mean, I already had anxiety that people were noticing that I was outfit repeating, so I had to spend time making sure that I wasn't wearing the same thing that I was wearing on a previous stream on Twitch recently. And I spent a lot of time putting together my outfits because I didn't want to be outfit repeating too much. It certainly would have been a lot easier with a bigger wardrobe because I just pick out that item of clothing I haven't worn for a year, and already it's definitely different to what I wore for the rest of the month. I mean, overall, I definitely spent more time getting dressed in the morning than before, not less time. I don't understand how people could spend less time. Maybe if you don't care what people are seeing you in, I don't know. But it definitely took more time out of my day. The next thing that people said about capsule wardrobes is that you'll spend less time thinking about clothes and more time living your life. And that sounded wonderful, but as you heard, I spend a lot of time thinking about clothes and what I'm wearing in the morning. And just in general, if you're going to go on a diet where you're not allowed to eat chocolate for a month, I guarantee you, for that entire month, all you're going to think about is chocolate. Our brains are wired in this weird way to make us obsess over the things we don't have or the things we can't have. It works out the complete opposite way. I was thinking about clothing more while doing this capsule wardrobe thing than previously. Perhaps other people were different, but again, these were like 3 of the main things that people said were great about capsule wardrobes, and they just didn't work out for me at all. I had the opposite result. There are a few things that did actually meet expectations. One of them was that you'll get more creative with what you have, and I certainly did, because again, I didn't want to outfit repeat. This is a pretty creative combination right now that I don't think I would wear normally otherwise. But I don't know whether that's a good thing. Again, that's spending more time on the clothing, more time thinking about the clothing. It's certainly a lot easier just to throw something on. So, it's kind of a pro and kind of a con there. And the last thing that did work out for me is that I did feel well dressed every day. And this is one of the things about capsule wardrobes that is expounded, is you reduce your number of clothes down to just the best ones, then you're always wearing your best clothes. And I think my result was mostly because I really liked the clothes I ordered and I really liked the collection. It could just as easily have been a capsule wardrobe of clothes that make me feel ugly. It's not really about the fact it was a capsule wardrobe, it's just about the fact that my selections, I think, were pretty good. So, when you put that all together, the actual capsule wardrobe things kind of didn't work out for me at all. Now, this might be because I put myself out there publicly. It might be because of who I am as a person and my need for variety. It might be who I am as a person and my need not to restrict myself. I don't know. But overall, all those things that people said would happen, they really didn't. They really didn't. I thought I'd just slip this little snippet in here because I'm mentioning outfit repeating a lot, and that's because that is really the main difference between a normal wardrobe and a capsule wardrobe. You have less options with a capsule wardrobe, there's less clothing. And in general, outfit repeating is fine. I do want to stress that. You shouldn't just wear something once and then throw it out. It's totally fine to wear things more than once. It's just when you do it over and over again within each week and people are noticing and pointing it out, for each person that's pointing it out, there's at least 10 that have noticed and are thinking it but are not pointing it out. And what's kind of implied by that often is something along the lines of it's not hygienic, you're not washing it, or even just you're not putting much effort in. Why aren't you putting a bit more effort in, especially if you're performing or streaming on Twitch? You're kind of showcasing yourself. You should be putting more effort in for the audience that comes along. And those sorts of things are especially awkward when you're putting in more effort than usual. I learnt a few good things from doing the capsule wardrobe, so I'm going to share those with you now. You don't have to do a capsule wardrobe to learn these. Just absorb what I'm saying and that'll do for you. The first is that you can wear your best clothing. You don't have to wear clothing you don't like, ever. Pretty much ever. So I think that one of the good things about the capsule wardrobe is I always felt well dressed. You don't need to have a capsule wardrobe to do this though. I think humans are a bit strange, the save the best till last mentality. The whole, oh, I paid for it, so I should wear it thing. And the good thing about the capsule wardrobe is that because you are reducing down the number of clothes, you have to wear what's there and you wear the good stuff. You don't need a capsule wardrobe for this. Just wear what you like, wear it proudly, and know you can. I think it's a kind of change in mentality when you start doing that and you're like, hey, I am worthy of this, and you really are. It's clothing, just wear it. The next thing I learned is that if you've got a small wardrobe, not necessarily a capsule wardrobe, maybe if you're traveling, having items that are versatile is a very good idea. So I had this cardigan and these tops that you could open up in the middle, so you could use them as jackets or tops. That was very useful because then you get more looks out of just the same items, so that was pretty cool. And another thing I learned was you don't need basics. Much like capsule wardrobes, I think basics, the whole idea of basics is something that's being sold to people right now more than ever before, and it's really, I don't know, I think it's a marketing thing. You don't need a plain white top. You don't need a plain top in general. You can certainly have a plain top and then have a more complicated pant or a more complicated skirt. You can put an outfit together like that, but you don't need to have basics. You can put together a graphic t-shirt with a fancy skirt. You really don't need to. My capsule wardrobe had a number of things I'd classify as basics, and they worked well in outfits, but I also had a number of outfits that didn't include any basics, and they were fine as well. You really don't need them. You can have them if you want them, but you don't need them. The other thing is, if you're going to have basics, they don't have to be boring. You can make them interesting. I had those satin tops that were zip-up tops, and I loved those. They were my basics for the capsule wardrobe, and they were not super boring. They were still kind of interesting and funky. So you can make your basics as cool as you want. They don't even have to be that basic. Now, I just want to speak quickly about a few things that worry me that came up through this process. Right now, there's this big push towards sustainability, environmentally friendly stuff, ethical stuff, recycled stuff. And I think overall, the sentiment is good. The idea is good. I just worry that it seems very much like a massive marketing ploy. It really, really does. I mean, for example, decluttering. Decluttering is really big right now. It's very big in the minimalist space. And I mean, I get the whole idea of tidying up and getting rid of things that are broken, that don't fit you, that sort of thing. But decluttering has become more about keeping only the best and only what you truly love, that truly sparks joy, getting rid of the rest. And when you do that, you're kind of making room for new things. The next step often seems to be is get more, but get them environmentally friendly and get clothing that's made sustainably and, cruelty-free. It's still consumerism. That's still getting rid of stuff and putting new stuff in. It's still marketing, it's still selling, it's still buying. I mean, if you're really speaking about capsule wardrobes, the idea behind it that you should reduce your wardrobe down to only the best items, only the things you truly love, that's an endless journey. You're constantly going to get rid of stuff and add stuff, and you're never going to have a perfect wardrobe. The more you obsess over that, the more you're buying, the less environmentally friendly you are, regardless of how great the seller was. I mean, it's still buying stuff and adding it. You know what I mean? You see where I'm getting with this? I also think how environmentally friendly is buying sustainable clothing, which is one thing that a lot of these bloggers and channels espouse upon us. while at the same time they talk about how we have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. Well, if you've already got the clothes, you don't need to buy more clothes. Like if you're in a unique situation like what I was in, where I really just had a whole bunch of like free shirts that I got and novelty shirts and tights that I'd worn for 3 years. It was kind of a catastrophe of a wardrobe, and you got to build a new wardrobe, then cool, go out and get stuff. But otherwise, if you're really dead set on being sustainable, wear what you have. Fix what you have that is broken. If you really need new items, maybe go thrift shopping, or just, see what you can do with your current items first and really actually decide, is it essential? I mean, this is if you really, really want to go sustainable. Like, I worry about the whole system that's being developed, because I feel like it is causing more issues than it is solving. And maybe this is my personality, maybe this is who I am as a person and how I read into this, and how I took it and how I take it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. I'd love to hear your thoughts on capsule wardrobes if you've ever tried it, or single collections from single fashion brands if you've ever tried going down that route either. But I really felt it was important to make this video because I haven't seen anyone speaking about capsule wardrobes not living up to those particular expectations. In a weird way, I feel like people want it to live up to that expectation, so then they kind of try and make reality match the expectation. I don't know, but I just thought I'd put this out there. I hope it was enjoyable and informative viewing. You've seen a few of my outfits. I have revealed my fashion choices for the last month. And thank you so very much for watching. I'd love for you to subscribe and do all the other things that you can do on YouTube. And yes, you rock all the Lego blocks. Go wear all the clothes, capsule or non-capsule. You can wear them however you want. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, I would love for you to hit down that subscribe button and also the bell notification button so you can be notified in future when I put up videos. Also, I'd love to do a massive shout out for everyone who is a part of Ninja Club. Your support and encouragement is absolutely invaluable. Thank you so very much. If you're a fan of what I do, I encourage you to check out Ninja Club. There is a link at the top of the description box, and have a wonderful rest of your day. You rock all the Lego blocks.